We'll now move on to tab 5, fiscal year 23 revenue update with Kriscinda Hansen, Chief Financial Officer.
Thank you. Present. Good morning. For the record, my name is Kriscinda Hansen. I'm the Chief Financial Officer here at the Gambling Commission. I just have a very brief 2-slide update. This is just a revenue update. We are very close to closing out the first month in the new biennium. Next slide, please. I wanted to share our draft fund balance. This is draft for 2 reasons. One, because July hasn't closed yet, but also because we have until the end of the first week of September to close out all prior biennium fiscal activities. So we're still doing a lot of adjusting entries. So our draft ending balance, fund balance for fiscal year 25 is $19.6 million. And then immediately, as soon as we rolled into the new biennium, as we've referenced several times, $2.2 million which was transferred from our fund to the general fund. Our estimated year-to-date revenue, which is 1 month of revenue right now, is just over $2 million. And then our estimated expenditures for the first month of this biennium are 1.6. The reserved funds, this is consistent with what I've shown in the past. We have a working capital reserve of $5.25 million. That number may adjust slightly as I update all of our approved budget numbers moving forward for the new biennium, because our working capital reserve is based on 3 months of estimated expenditures. The IT modernization project, just a reminder, that balance started at $9.1 million. The balance that you see here in reserved funds are $6.1 million, because provided with some adjusting entries, we've expended almost $3 million on the project in prior biennium. We are still working on updating our access control in the main office in Lacey, and that will provide some technological updates for that system. That's our cameras and our access control cards for the building. And then as part of the Polaris project, we have to replace all of our legacy systems. A couple of our systems right now provide an inventory system for us and a fleet management system. Those were deemed out of scope for the Polaris project itself, but we still have to replace those. So we've identified and engaged a vendor, and are actually have our kickoff meeting with them next week for asset and fleet management replacement. So, that's just our budgeted amount there. And then our RMS, as a reminder, RMS is the Records Management System project. That is still ongoing. We are using that system, and there are records in there. The expenditures that are happening now are the process of converting paper files and digitizing them. So we've been utilizing some temp contracted staff to help with that. So there's still some expenditures ongoing there. More specifically, to address our revenue, our estimated revenue for the current month, right now we're looking at about $2 million. My projection when we talked about the budget in June was almost $2.6 million. So it is less than I originally projected. We do know that not all licensees filed and paid for their quarterly licensing fees by the end of July. So there will be some lag in that. So I will be presenting projected revenue versus actual revenue going forward when I present here at the meetings. Any questions before I move to my next slide from the commissioners? Okay, next slide, please. So this is our draft projected available fund balance. Again, our available fund balances are money in the bank minus everything we know that we have obligated for dollars. So as of 7/31, this accounts for a 10% vacancy rate. And as we discussed in June, this also estimates a 3% reduction in reporting of gross gambling receipts. So you can see this is very close to what I presented in June as far as when we would hit 0 in our fund balance, which is March of 27 in this projection. And just remember that when we hit 0, that's where the blue and the gray bars meet. I don't have a pointer, so I apologize. And what that means when we hit 0 in this graph, that means at that point in time, we'll be working into our working capital balance. So we have money in the bank, so to speak, but it's that working capital balance that's meant to be there in reserve. So, and this, I should mention also, the expenditures that are used are anything, so July estimated, but everything moving forward is what was approved in the budget in June. When I presented and you guys approved our budget. Questions? This is the end of my presentation, so very short.
Any questions from the commissioners online?
So just a comment, that amount, which kind of squinting, that's about 2.4 at the low point in, it looks like March of 28.
Yes.
So effectively, the commission would have been breaking even were it not for the rate.
We would be,
2 million.
we would cross the line at that point in time, if not for, yes, the removal of funds in this projection. Right. Yes, that's accurate.
Understood.
Yeah. Any other questions? I feel weird, like, this is new. I haven't presented this way before, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's all the commissioners' questions. Thank you, Kriscinda, for your time.